Hello, students in Penguin 4, big test right on Monday. I'm sorry I wasn't there on Friday, but let's try to review chapter 7, chapter 8, especially chapter 8, uh, quickly. So, page, what is it? 93. So, how you do something. We use adverb, adverb. We don't read it again. We just review super quickly. Okay, so how should you pour the oil into the pan? We just pour it into the pan, right? First chop the chicken into pieces and pour some oil into the pan. And how should you add the chicken into the pan? You should add the chicken carefully, right? And how should you fry the chicken? You should fry the chicken slowly until it's brown. How should you wash the lettuce? You should wash the lettuce well. How should you slice the tomatoes and cucumbers? You should slice them thinly. Uh, and how should you mix the oil and lemon juice? You should mix the sour and the oil quickly. And when should we eat the salad after we pour the dressing? We should eat the salad immediately after we pour the dressing over the salad, right? So Kuntal and Shabash, Kuntal and Shabash. Right. That's Star Center 3, I know, but we can see everything from this screen. Okay, so Rashmi, come quickly. Your brothers are coming home today. Clean the house. Mrs. Kapoor is in the village talking to her neighbors. My older son Kuntal is the chef in the best restaurant in New York. He cooks so well. And Shaba makes beautiful cakes for the best bakery in Paris. He's so smart. We haven't seen them since Rashmi was little. And they're cooking for us tonight. Can you imagine? Two famous chefs in my kitchen. Okay, Rashmi is cleaning. And how is Mrs. Kapoor sitting by the door waiting? She's sitting by the door waiting patiently, right? She's waiting patiently. Right. They're here, shouts suddenly. Rashmi looks up and sees two men dressed well. Mom! Shouted the men, dropping their luggage. The luggage, greeting to their mom. And the men said, Rashmi, you are so grown. You grown up. Okay, so, um, don't get in my way, Rashmi. We are cooking dinner. We are the chefs. There's none of your businesses. Get out of here. Okay, very rude kind of brothers, right? Look, Shabar, I used the best ingredients. That's the most expensive fish in the world. What are you making? So, what is Kuntal making? Kuntal is making a delicious curry for mom, and uh Shabbat thinks everyone can make curry, right? Shabbat thinks it's easy to make curry, but this is a special recipe, Kunta says. So Kunta chops some onions. He slices the fish thinly. He slices the fish thinly. He fries the fish quickly in the oil, and he mixes pepper and spices with coconut milk and cooks very slowly. And carefully he added some fish eggs and a piece of real gold, a real a piece of gold in his curry. Wow, how interesting. Have you ever tasted gold in food? So people actually put real gold in food, all right? Oh, what's the point, right? And some people put out gold in wine. Why? That sounds silly, don't you think? Does it make people healthy? I don't know, right? How about Shabbat? Shabbat is making a beautiful dessert for mom. Okay, so it's a tiny bird made from a delicious cookie on a sugar nest. So first he boiled some water and sugar in a pan, and then he poured the mixture very carefully to make a bird nest. And then he has to do this quickly before the sugar cools. And look, he's cutting a tiny piece of mango to look like a fish in the bird's beak. A fish in the so he's using the mango to make a fish, and he made a bird. The fish is in the bird's beak. Okay, so they have dinner. First, Kunta proudly puts his food on the table. It doesn't look like the curry mom makes. Wow, it has gold in it. It smells good. What is it? It's curry, Mom. But Mrs. Kapoor simply smiles and said, it needs more pepper. So do you think she likes it? Okay, I know it's expensive, but. Right. And Shabbat brings in the dessert. Oh, I can't eat it. It's too beautiful. They eat the dinner silently. Then Rashmi says, Mom, I'm still hungry. Well, me too, says Shabar. Oh, how about let's have some rice pudding that Rashmi made, said Mom. Rashmi brings the big bowl of a hot rice pudding. So do you remember rice pudding? Oh, delicious. It's so sweet. I can smell the saffron, says Kuntal. It makes me think of home. It's wonderful. It makes me think of our family, right? Okay, good. Saffron. Saffron is um like this. It's from the flower. This is the saffron flower, and they take the inner part from the saffron, the flower. It's super expensive. Ever since it's super dreadfully difficult to get the spice. So it's one of the most expensive uh, s- spices in the world. Super expensive. Saffron. Okay, so saffron. Yes. And when we finish, can we move on to right? Too many, too much, and not enough. Right? So, um, why aren't potato chips healthy? Why aren't they healthy? Why are they not so healthy? Why? Um, here. Sorry, that's my dog. So there's too much salt on potato chips, right? We shouldn't eat too many potato chips, because it has too much salt, right? Salt is bad for people. Most people eat too much salt, too much sugar in our food, in our daily lives. Uh, how many, how much oil does the, sorry, how much sugar uh, sorry, we talk about too much salt in potato chips. How about too much sugar in cola, right? How many teaspoons of sugar are there in one can of cola? There are 10 teaspoons of sugar in a can of cola, right? And that's bad for your teeth. And do people in the Western world eat enough fruit and vegetables every day? People in the Western world don't eat enough fruit and vegetables in their daily meal. How many pieces of fruit and vegetables should you eat? We should eat more than five or more pieces of fruit or vegetables every day, right? And when we talk about vegetables, we mean green vegetables, green, right? And potato chips are fried. They have too much fat, too much oil. A small bag of chips has about 2.5 teaspoons of oil on the chips. So, which means, um, no, we don't have time. So, we say do something carefully, do something quickly, we use adverbs, right? Adverb. But for in this chapter we talk about senses, right? Sense. What are senses? What are senses? Uh Senses like your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your nose, your body, right? So you see with your body, right? So look, or seem. You hear with your ears, sound, hear, right? You smell with your nose, smell. You taste with your mouth, so taste. And you feel with the body, feel, right? Mm, after these senses of verbs, verbs with senses, we use adjectives. So it looks nice. Okay, that sounds great. Sounds great. It seems difficult. That smells good or well. That smells good. Okay, that taste coffee tastes great. And it feels good. It feels good to listen to music. Okay, it feels good. Okay, so after these verbs, we use adjectives, not adverb. Okay, we use adjectives. Great. So, Lemmy Gulliver. Lemmy Gulliver. No, Lemmy Gulliver is for next chapter. But before that, can we move on to Heston Blumenthal? Blumenthal. So some chefs don't make tasty food just to fill your stomach. They make food to make people think, right? Heston Blumenthal is a chef who makes food and make people think. His food is beautiful and people think his food could be art. Eating in Heston Blumenthal's restaurant is more like going to the theater than going for a meal. What do you think? Let's check out. So the box looks and smells like a forest on a damp day. Damp, wet, right? You don't eat this forest, but you see and smell the forest while you're eating. And this makes you taste the forest at the same time. When you see and smell it, it's just plays with the taste buds and your brain. Okay, this isn't a new idea. In medieval times, life was hard, so rich people asked their chefs to make their food more fun, just like entertainment, right? And the other dish is called the sound of the sea. The sound of the sea is made of seafood and seaweed, and you can even eat the sand. The sand is also edible. Okay, so realistic that there's even an MP3 player in the shell. You can listen to the ocean while you're eating. And do you think it makes your food or taste more different? Sounds interesting, right? But the point is, chapter 8. Hmm. Um, the president came to the school, right? The president came to the school. The president said to the so first of all, the president came to the school and she said something to the students. What did she say? What did she say? Here. I speak 5 languages. You know what? The other students, I'm the president. Please, let's learn languages together. I'm so happy to see that you're learning languages. You know what? Personally, I can speak 5 languages. I speak 5 languages, the president said. So, the president said what? That she spoke 5 languages. She, who said I, the president, speak, change it to spoke, right? So, oh, your lunches are healthy, right? Your lunches are healthy. Sorry, I should use blue, right? Oh, and then she saw Ryan. Okay, she offered to help Ryan in the classroom, but later, oh, the questions are too difficult, so I can't do math. I can't do math. That's what the president said, right? And what did she, so the president said she couldn't do math. She joked. So she joked she couldn't do math, right? And then she stayed to eat with the students and she tried to see what the students had for lunch. So, your lunches are very healthy. Your lunches are very healthy. The president talked to the student. She talked to the student. So she said, your lunches look healthy. Your lunches are very healthy, right? So she said their lunches are very healthy. This is Jesse telling Seven, right? This Jesse telling Seven. Jesse tells Seven the president said our lunches are very healthy. Jesse tells seven, okay, in the story, in the letter, because seven was sick. Okay, seven didn't go to school, but on the day that seven didn't go to school, on the day that seven stayed at home, the president visited. The president said, "Your lunches are very healthy." So Jess told Stephen that the president said our lunches were very healthy. But to us, we would say, the president said their lunches were very healthy, right? Okay, so I, you, we, they, he, she, it, the names. Please think carefully. Please think carefully. Your lunches are very healthy. Your lunches are very healthy. So, uh, the president said their lunches are were very healthy. Okay, so, um, and in the hockey game, the president, oh, she didn't want to play, so she said, "Oh, I am not very good at sport. I'm not good at sports." Okay, I'm not good at sports. So she explained that she wasn't good at sport. She wasn't good at sport. She wasn't good at sport. I'm not good at sport. I am not. Who said I? Who said I? President. The president was not good at sport, right? So she explained that she wasn't good at sports. She explained she wasn't good at sports. And we argue, oh, what do you mean you are not good at sports? You are good at running. You are good at running. So you are you are good at running, right? You are good at running. Okay, so we argue that, okay, sorry, the students say, you are good at running, and the students argue that she was good at running, right? She was good at running. Okay, good. So, can I save this page? Maybe you need this page to review, right? Right. I like ice cream. So she said she liked ice cream. I'm very happy. She said she was happy. We don't like sports. They explained they were not good at sports, right? They didn't like sports. They didn't like sports. Sorry. Okay, good. Lemon Gulliver. Lemon Gulliver. Lemon Gulliver. I used to be a doctor on a ship. So Gulliver said he was a doctor. He used to be a doctor on the ship, right? So, um, one day there was a terrible storm. Their ship hit some rocks and sank. The crew drowned and Lemuel Gulliver was alone. So he swam until he reached an island where he crawled onto the beach and he fell asleep. When Lemuel Gulliver woke up, he heard noises. He couldn't move. His arms, his legs were tied to the ground with ropes. Something climbed on his leg, a tiny man. Suddenly, 40 other little men appeared on his chest. He shouted loudly. He pulled one hand free, but someone shouted, Togofonuk! He didn't know what it meant, but hundreds of tiny arrows flew at him, so he decided to lie still. Later, while he was sleeping, the tiny man moved him to a temple and chained him to the wall. The emperor came to see him, but he couldn't understand the emperor. He pointed to his mouth. Then the emperor understood. The emperor asked the emperor's men to bring food. And Lemuel Gulliver, he stayed in Lilliput for 9 months. 600 people took care of him. They made Lemuel Gulliver some clothes. They shared Lilliputian food. They taught Gulliver their language, which is Lilliputian, right? At first, they were afraid of Lemuel Gulliver, but when he could speak well, they asked where Lemuel Gulliver came from. Okay, they asked him where he came from, right? So the question is like this. Starting with question, okay? Where, sorry, where do you come from? They asked him where he came from. Come on. When you report a question, first of all, you need to keep the question word where. And after question word, the way you report, the way you ask, the way you answer, the way you report it. Where do you come from? I came from, right? Where did you come from? Oh, sorry. Where do you come from? I come from. But this I would be Lemuel Gulliver. So we say he, right? So he. Come, change it to past tense, came. So they asked him where he came from. Okay. And he said he came from England. I come from England. I come from England. I come from England. He said, who said I? The main Gulliver, right? He said he came from England, right? So, they only knew Lilliput. They only knew Blefuscu, nearby island. Okay, so we think you fall from the stars, right? The tiny people, the little people said. So they said, they thought he fell from the stars, right? Okay, good. Next page. I asked the emperor to set me free. He told me to be patient. Then he asked me to agree to follow some rule, obey some rules. He respected the Lemuel Gulliver respected the king, the emperor, so he agreed. And the emperor told him, told his men to release Lemuel Gulliver. He told him not to leave Lilliput. He told him not to squash people. He told him to help build walls and buildings. He told him to carry people across the islands. And he told Lemmy Gulliver to help defend the Lilliput against the Blefuscu. So, help defend. Why defending? He explained that Lilliput was at war with the Blefuscu. Lilliputians, why did they fight with each other? Why were they at war? Lilliputians argued that the eggs should be broken at a small land, but Blefuscudians disagreed. A Blefuscudians people broke their eggs at a big end. What's the matter, right? What's the difference? Just breaking the eggs, but they fought over these small trifles, small things. This is why they were at wars. They were battling and fighting with each other. The emperor wanted Lemmy Gulliver to capture the Blefuscudian ships. Lemmy Gulliver did this. He pulled them back to Lilliput. It wasn't easy. So, Lemmy Gulliver was attacked with arrows along the way. He was attacked, right? Then the emperor wanted to capture the Blefuscudian people. Lemmy Gulliver couldn't agree with the emperor. He didn't offer to help. So the emperor became angry. Lemmy Gulliver knew he was in danger. He needed to escape. So he swam to Blefuscu, where he found an old boat. And thousands of Blefuscudian people helped Lemmy Gulliver to drag the boat onto the beach and to repair the boat, to fix the boat. Finally, the boat was ready, and the Blefuscudian people gave Lemmy Gulliver some animals and food. For food, he sailed away. Maybe you don't believe me. Wow, look at these. After 2 days, as Lemmy Gulliver saw their ships, you asked me where I came from. Where do you come from? I told you my story. He told him his story, but they didn't believe him, right? Here are some tiny animals from Blefuscu. So, do you believe in? Right. I right. So, um, Jonathan Swift wrote Gulliver's Travels. Okay. When did Jonathan Swift die? He died in 1745, right? So, the children met an author at Story Central before. Okay. The author visited Story Central last summer, right? Rufus asked. Rufus asked. Um, let's check out Rufus' questions, all right? Which books do you like? Which books do you like? So, Rufus, sorry. Rufus asked her which books she liked. Which books she liked. And uh where do you get your ideas? Rufus asks her where she got her ideas. Okay. And Scarlett asked a question. So, what do you do in your spare time? Scarlett asked, she asked her what she did in her break time, spare time. Uh, the author asked if you do you like reading? Do you like reading? Do you like reading? She asked Rufus. So she asked him if he liked reading, right? So Rufus said he did. So Rufus says he liked reading, right? Who is your favorite author? Who is your favorite author? So she asked Rufus, the author asked Rufus, she asked him who his favorite author was. Okay, so for yes and question, we need if, right? For yes and question, we need the help from if. If. Who is your favorite author? My favorite author is somebody. So we keep the helping, question word, who, right? Who is your favorite author? My favorite author. So this is a question for Rufus. So his favorite author was somebody. So she asked him who his favorite author was. Do you like reading? Sorry, do you like reading? I need the eraser. I need the eraser. The eraser, tiny eraser. Bye bye. Okay. Do you like reading? She asked him if he liked the reading. Who is a favorite author? She asked him who his favorite author was. Which books do you like? I asked her which books she liked. Where do you get your ideas? He asked her where she got her ideas. What do you do in your spare time? She asked her what she did in her spare time. Do you like reading? She asked him if he liked reading. Okay, so what's your favorite book? She asked me what my favorite book was. Which characters do you like? She asked him. She asked him which characters he liked. Do you read in bed? She asked her. She asked her if she read in bed. Okay, please, everyone, please, you really have to pay attention to this part. Okay, do you like reading? Anna asked me if I like reading. So who's that you? Who's that he? Who's that she? Who's that I? Think, think, and uh, when you report, always remember. When you report, always remember. You need a subject verb. You ask people something. So for a thing, it's a thing. So you need subject verb. Subject verb. You put subject first and then verb next. Subject first and verb next. Subject verb. Subject first and verb next. Subject first. Verb next. Subject first and verb next. Okay. What's your favorite book? She asked me. She asked me what my favorite book was. What's your favorite book, Aiden? Elton asked Aiden what his favorite book was. Which movie do you like, Ariel? Elton asked Ariel which movie she liked. How about Lucy? Lucy, do you read in bed? Elton asked Lucy if she read in bed. How about Evan? Uh, do you like reading? Elton asked Evan if he liked reading. How about Yogu? Yogu, where do you live? Elton asked Yogu where he lived. Daniel, who is a favorite author? Elton asked Daniel who his favorite author was. Emily, do you like pizza? So Elton asked Emily if she liked pizza. How about Giant? Who is your favorite singer? Elton asked Giant who his favorite singer was. Nana, do you like strawberries? Elton asked Nana if she liked strawberries. Angela, do you like watching movies? Elton asked Angela if she liked watching movies. Hannah, which books do you like? Elton asked Hannah which books she liked. Did I ask everyone? Did I? Yogu? Yes. Daniel? Yes. Emily? Yes. Evan? Yes. Aiden? Yes. Ariel? Yes. Lucy? Yes. Lucy? Yes, right? Lucy, who? Yes, she reads a lot. John? Yes. Yes, everyone. Nana, Angela, and Hannah. Great. So, how about if I mention Max? Uh, does does Max like reading? So, if I ask Max, do you like reading? Elton asked Max if he liked reading. Okay, so for reported questions, for reported sentences, or for reported speech, please, you really need to review carefully. Okay, good. So, uh, I don't want to review this article, do you? But before that, we really need to pay attention to this activity book. Everyone, take out your activity book. We finish this and we finish. So, how many reported questions do we have right here? First of all, I'll use blue. Okay. I asked Rufus if he knew another good story about Gulliver. You know, Gulliver's Travels, it had three parts. Okay, it had three parts. Gulliver's Travel. Gulliver's Travel. Gulliver's Travels. Travels. It has three parts. It has three parts. So part one, part two, and part three. Actually, part four. Oh God, four parts. Okay, there are many parts. All right. So as you can see, there was a Lilliput. This is the Lilliput. So you can see tiny little people in Lilliput. Right, and also later he visited where is it? So Lemmy Gulliver, and also there's a story in Gulliver's Travel called Laputa. Laputa is a flying. It's a city in the sky. The city in the sky, a flying city, a floating city in the sky. And also there's animal kingdom. Okay, so there's a kingdom with the big people. There's a kingdom of flying people, flying city of Laputa. So in this article we talk about Laputa, right? So I asked Rufus if he knew another good story about Gulliver. He told me to read about Laputa. I asked was why Laputa was a good story. Why Laputa was a good story. Why Laputa was a good story. He explained it was about a flying island. I asked what happened in the story. He said Laputans knew many facts, but they were not clever. Laputan people loved to study math, but they weren't good at building houses. He asked me why I didn't read this book. I asked him why should I read it. Okay, so do you know another good story about Gulliver? Do you know another good story about Gulliver? The boy asked the other boy. So he asked him, he asked him if he knew another good story about Gulliver. So why is Laputa a good story? Why is Laputa a good story? Why is Laputa a good story? I asked why Laputa was a good story. So, what happens in the story? I asked what happened in the story. Why don't you read that book? Why don't you just read that book? So, he asked me why I didn't just read the book. Why should I read it? Why should I read it? I asked him why I should read it. Read it. I knew the story already, right? So Laputan is the city in the sky. How about the other article? The other article here. I've decided to keep a food diary so uh I know when I'm eating wrong things and not drinking enough water. Monday was awful because I ate too much bread, right? What did he do on Monday? What did he eat on Monday? He ate too much bread. On Tuesday, what happened? He drank a lot of water, but he didn't eat enough vegetables, right? How about on Wednesday? He ate too many strawberries, so he had a stomach ache. And he ate a lot of fruit and vegetables on Thursday, right? So on Friday is Angelo's party, so he's going to eat too many potato chips and too much he's going to drink too much cola because this is weekend. Okay, great. So please try to review your activity book, your student book, your worksheet, and we're going to see you on Monday. Great, long weekend. So things could be difficult, but I believe we can do a great job. I'll see you on Monday. Thank you. Bye bye.